homeless but not hopeless. Stay tuned to meet a man whose life's mission is to offer hope and help to the suffering. My name is Yvonne Shelton, and you're watching Urban Report. Hello and welcome to Urban Report. My guest today is Eric Camarillo, president of Salt Outreach Ministries. Welcome to Urban Report, Eric. Yay!
Hey, I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy that you're here. Jason has interviewed you multiple times, and I've not had the privilege, so I'm really happy that you're here. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, of course. I'm happy to be interviewed by you too.
Well, thank you. Well, let's talk a little bit about Salt Outreach, because I have to tell you that it is one of my favorite ministries. You know, there are several ministries that we come into contact with here, but Salt Outreach is one of my all-time favorites. Tell us a bit about how it started and what you do.
Oh, praise God. No, thank you. Yeah, Salt Outreach is an organization that is really geared toward empowering young adults to impact the community. Our largest outreach right now and most active is our homeless outreach. And with our homeless outreach, we have a mobile drop-in center where the homeless can come. They can get a shower in a mobile shower unit that we have. It has 4 bathrooms that 3ABN viewers actually helped us to raise the money for, by the way. We have a clothing trailer where they can get clean clothes. We have barbers that give them haircuts. We provide food, and we have other partners in the community that come and they provide other needs like help with identification, screenings for different diseases and things like that. So it's been a blessing. We've been almost like the front lines for the homeless because we're meeting them where they are with our equipment in our facilities. So
That's amazing. So you actually take a shower truck into areas of homelessness, and the homeless can actually get a hot shower.
exactly, yeah. Before we got the shower trailer, we surveyed the homeless because as we continue to meet the needs, we first survey them to find out what they really need. A lot of the time, we just assume what they need. We don't actually go in there and survey them and ask them. And so we actually went in and surveyed them, and we found out that there were some individuals that were homeless that were actively looking for work and hadn't showered in up to 3 months. Most of them haven't showered in at least a week. And there's no way you can find a job if you can't shower.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's so important. I think what you did to go in and actually survey them and find out what their needs were as opposed to what your perception of their needs were. I think that's so important because they could tell you, look, we can't get a job if we can't take a shower. And then also to have someplace safe to shower. That's an issue as well, isn't it?
Right, it really is. It's interesting you say that. We had a woman that showered with us a few months ago, and she went into the shower. She took a shower. We helped provide some other needs for her. She was with her family. She had a son with her and a grandson, and she came out of the shower crying. And when we talked to her and prayed with her, we found out that she doesn't feel safe showering anywhere else in the community. And this was, her experience where she feels like anyone could just walk in and maybe do something, and she's heard rumors and she doesn't feel safe. But we have these shower trailers. They're like bathrooms. It's like you're going into someone's home and using their bathroom. There's a lock on the door, and it's very safe, very comfortable, I think, for a lot of them. Kind of gives them their humanity back when you have a
Yes.
nice place for them to shower.
Oh, I think that is the most impressive thing because, again, where can you bathe? Where can you go where you can wash and be presentable to go and get a job. You can't get a job if you're smelling bad. You can't. So it's just, I mean, what a blessing that is. How long has Salt Outreach been in operation?
So we started in 2011, September of 2011. Our homeless outreach started in 2012. We started with food, and it just kind of evolved from there. And we actually launched our mobile drop-in center when we got our shower trailer back at the end of 2018.
And the mobile drop-in center, what is that again?
So the mobile drop-in center, so what homeless drop-in centers are, is a place that's very low barrier where a homeless individual, usually it's a building, homeless individual can come and they can receive kind of the basic needs. You know, they can get a shower there, they can get food, you know, they can get clothing, you know, sometimes there's medical facilities that they can get free medical. So it's a place they can come, and the purpose of a drop-in center is really for a homeless individual to come, spend some time there, get some needs. Relationships are created. When those relationships are created, then they get referred out to the other various homeless organizations that are helping in different areas. So it's a way to kind of capture that data and then refer them out so that they can you know, be on the road to finding a home. You know, we actually refer to them as homebound because we believe they're on their way there. You know, and we want to help them on their way.
Wow, what you're doing is so beautiful. You know, a lot of people don't realize, I think, that during the day, the homeless don't really have anywhere to go often. So they're in the shelters in the evenings, but during the day, where do they go? What do they do? And what you're doing is establishing these connections and resources and all that for them. So this is a beautiful, beautiful thing that you're doing. It's just amazing. Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about what's going on now around the world, and that is this whole COVID-19 situation where people are impacted so profoundly by this virus. How has this pandemic impacted the homeless?
You know, it's crazy. You know, and a lot of these things that have happened that they've been impacted by, it makes sense because the virus is so contagious, and you can't, there's social distancing that's involved, and things are shut down. And so like some examples are you know, some of the food shares where the homeless go to get food. I mean, there's tons of people gathered together, hundreds sometimes of people gathered together. And so some of those churches, those organizations stopped providing food during that time. So now food starts to become more scarce. You know, some of the shelters that did offer some type of day service had to stop taking walk-ins. You know, people that were looking for jobs were no longer able to look for jobs because no one wants to hire, and all these employers are closing. We've had people come to us that we served during this pandemic that have said they just started a job, and because of the pandemic, they're back on the street now because they couldn't continue their employment. And on top of all that, the cherry on top is there's rarely any place for them to wash their hands, and there was no place for them to shower. I mean, that was a for sure thing. So we decided to continue operating, but in emergency response mode. We just are using the shower trailer. We're giving underwear and socks, and we are doing lunch, and you know, we're doing hygiene product, and that's kind of the extent of what we're able to do at the moment. But luckily for us, the city has had partnered with us, and they actually hired us to be able to serve them in this way 3 days a week, all the way through the end of June.
Praise the Lord. Look at that. So the city is aware of what you're doing, and they have commissioned you to continue this outreach during this pandemic because you're serving the community. Wow, that's
Right.
wonderful. So how are you introducing the homeless people to the Lord? How How do you make that spiritual connection?
Yeah, so it's become a little more difficult, and the reason why I say that is because you can't we're enforcing social distancing on our property. So before we used to have people kind of hang around the property, we can talk to them more, engage them more. Now what we're doing is we're setting appointments, so they come to the property, we set an appointment with them, and then they come back and do their shower, and then we provide whatever they need, and they leave the property as soon as possible, so new people can come on the property. So it's been more difficult, but I will say this: um, they have voiced, many have voiced that we're serving, that how and glorifying God in the fact that we started doing this with in at the end of 2018, just doing one event per month. Now we're doing 3 events per week, which is what God had put in our put as a vision for us to operate. And just what, a year and a half later, it's happening. And so the homeless know that we care because we're stepping up to provide for them. We're showing them Christ's character through our action. We're communicating with them. We're praying with them. We can't we can't do Bible studies with them. There's not really much we can do in that area, but we are making sure that that God is glorified through the services that we're providing.
That,
So
that is beautiful. And they know, as you said, they know that you care. You mentioned 3 events per week. What are those events that you're having?
yeah, so our outreach actually runs every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And so it's from 9 to 3, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on those days. And we have just our staff members on site. We hired people. That was a milestone for us since the last time we've been on 3ABN. We hired some staff starting in February. When this outbreak happened, we decided to hire more. So we have 4 staff members on the books, and they're the ones out there kind of, doing everything.
So you're able to, hopefully you're wearing masks and all that and protecting yourselves. Like what are you doing to protect yourselves and others?
Yes, that's a great question. So our employees are, yes, they're wearing masks to prevent from spreading anything. We actually ordered more masks for our staff. They're KN95 masks. And then we also ordered 2,400 surgical masks that should be coming at the end of this week that we're going to give to each homeless individual as they come to help the spread of the disease, to help mitigate the spread among the homeless. So we're going to give them each one per week. We also, with our staff members, we're taking temperatures. And a testimony here is the Hilton actually has offered to house our staff members so they don't have to go back home to their families and risk maybe infecting a family member. So they're giving us basically close to 90 days of $100 rooms for free for 2 staff members right now, which is amazing.
Wow.
And so that's another way, and again, like I mentioned before, we're doing appointments and really enforcing social distancing on property to make sure we don't, spread any kind of infection. And then each bathroom after each shower is sanitized totally to prevent any spread from happening from one to the other. So.
That is so beautiful. You mentioned that the Hilton Hotel is donating some of its rooms. Like that's wonderful. Tell us about some of the other organizations with which you're in partnership and how that's working out.
Yeah, so some of those I mentioned the city of Orlando that hired us. They gave us a total of about $88,000 to cover about 3.5 months, which is huge. That's enough to fund us and to help pay for our staffing. You mentioned the Hilton that's providing a safe place for our staff to stay away from their family, which is huge. And just many different donors are donating. People are donating food. It's been an interfaith effort where there's groups from other denominations in Christendom, and then there's others that are outside of Christianity, that are helping with food and helping with other things at the outreach. And it's just been amazing to see everything kind of come together. Publix gave us a $500 gift card to help with food, which is a local grocery store here. So it's just nice. Yeah, it's really amazing to see everyone really come together for this effort, to help serve them. So.
Yes, that is so, so great. So you brought some pictures, and I'd like for us to just kind of look at some of those and tell us what we're looking at.
Yeah, so that's actually just an article that the Orlando Sentinel, the city newspaper, did on us. We were mentioned in there as one of the efforts that are serving the homeless during this time. That's the shower trailer in the background there. You can see a little bit inside, and that's our vice president standing outside of it there. He's probably posing, I think, but yeah. He looks way too happy there. No, but he's a happy guy. That's the truck that also, see these two things here, that shower trailer and that truck are things that 3ABN viewers helped big time to help us raise money for, and we're so thankful. But that truck is what we used to pull the trailer, to and from, and that was a blessing in itself how we got that. That's the shower trailer there. As you can see at the top of it there's solar panels. The local power company called Orlando Utility Commission, they actually donated those solar panels for the shower trailer. It helps us to be completely mobile. We don't have to plug into anything. We don't need a generator. The sun is powering our trailer, which is amazing. Wanted to show that.
Wow, that is wonderful. That is wonderful.
This
Go
is
ahead,
one of
what's
our
this?
Yeah, this is one of our staff members. His name is Pat. He was formerly homeless. He actually used to help clean the showers after each use while he was homeless and getting showers here himself. And when we decided to hire staff, he was one of the candidates that we hired. And he's not homeless right now because he's staying at the Hilton. The Hilton has that room for him, so he's staying there. And we, with our staff, we're paying hazard pay, so we increased their pay $2 during this time of the pandemic. But for him specifically, we're gathering together like a bonus based on the amount of time he works with us. That's going to help with a first month's rent and a security deposit for a new place once this whole thing is over, this contract is over. So
Look at that.
he's been a blessing to us big time. Yeah.
Look at that. That is so great. It's so great that you are working, with members of the community and changing their lives by the grace of God, changing their lives. He is homeless no more, and now he's got a job. He's got a job, he's got a place to stay, and by the grace of God, this surprise bonus. So that's
Yes.
just wonderful. That's just wonderful. What's our next picture?
Yeah. So this is a way that we raise money here. We put OUC, which is that power company, on there since they help with the solar panels. We have the Florida Conference of Seventh-day Adventists that donated $5,000. So we put their logo on there. So we have different businesses. If they wanted advertising, we do get a lot of press and stuff like that. So, it's something that we do for fundraising where we, put a company logo on there for somebody. This is just one of the signs, as you can see. We're enforcing that certain things that we do not want on the property or do want. We are following strict social distancing. So this is just the inside of the trailer. Some pictures here. That's Pat cleaning. We have the toilet paper thing there. There's him cleaning one of the showers. And then getting the toilet. So he sanitizes. We have chemicals that will kill COVID-19, and so he sanitizes all the places that would get touched, pretty much the whole bathroom before another person gets in there.
Oh, that is so great. One of the things that's so impressive too to me about that last picture is how clean it is. You don't want to, if you're homeless, You don't want to go into a dirty bathroom. You're thankful to have a clean, safe environment. And I mean, I just feel like how pleasing this must be to Jesus, because this is what he has commissioned us to do, to be concerned about the poor and to help the poor. And that's what you're doing. You're providing an environment that is clean and safe and something that anybody would want to use. It's not a step down. And that's just so beautiful, so beautiful.
Amen. Yeah, we're just so grateful. God's really provided for us, and we're realizing this time right now, although we have to follow strict social distancing, we're creating these relationships and building trust with some of them. I mean, there was a guy that would come to us, and that's the, being a drop-in center, you're like the front line. So you're some about 20% within a month's time, 20% of the showers we did were from people, individuals that were homeless that have not received services at another homeless organization ever. It was their first time receiving services. So we were able to capture that data, and we continue building that relationship. One of the guys that would come to us would just come for food. And it's been almost a month now, and now he's like, you know what? I'm going to do a shower. And so that relationship that's getting built, we build that trust, and then when this is over, we're planning on really sharing Christ in these ways of group Bible studies. We're in talks right now about having like a mobile stage where we can have like a service before our events and things like that. So we're excited to have this opportunity to really strengthen those relationships with the community and with the homeless. So
Yes, that's great. Tell us some of the stories that, the testimonies that you have with some of the folks that have taken advantage of your services.
yeah, so I mean, some general stuff to, quick things are like, we have people that message us that say, hey, I have an interview, can I come and can I shower? And we get them an appointment and they come in. Like one of them I mentioned to you, that guy comes, he just comes for food, and then he starts to want to better himself and continue to grow. But we have individuals that we've created relationships with that, their stories are just are sad. I know one guy, a couple, they would come to us. They started coming to us back in 2018, and they came to us one Sunday, a few Sundays ago, and they got a shower from us, and the husband came up to me and he was like, Eric, I'm dying soon. I'm gonna go into hospice on Tuesday, and I really could use some prayers. And so we prayed together and we spoke, and his liver was failing, and he was working for a while, and then a lot of stuff happened in his life, including this whole COVID-19 thing that threw him back into this depressive state, and he started drinking alcohol a lot more. It's one of the addictions he was struggling with. Is when he's depressed, it's hard for him to control himself, and so he did so much that his liver failed on him, and so he ended up going to the hospital on Tuesday. His wife was there with him. We one of our volunteers went to bring them food and some literature for them to read. I called and I prayed with him. He was no longer able to speak. The liquid it was in his throat where he couldn't speak. You could hear it when he's breathing. It just sounds like his body's filled with liquid. And that next day, on Thursday, he passed away. And it's just so sad. His wife, we're staying in touch with, and she has family in Oklahoma, and we're going to help buy her a ticket to go back to her family after this, is over. She's staying somewhere temporarily with another homeless organization. Then we're going to get her over there. But, you create relationships with them, and it's just, you want to make sure they hear about Jesus, and you also want to, help meet their needs and meet them where they are. And it's difficult. We have some cases like that are hard, but keep them in prayer, keep the wife in prayer. Hopefully we'll see her husband in heaven. So
Yes, that is so beautiful. What you're doing is just such, it is, as Jason's always saying, practical Christianity. It's meeting people where they are and helping them to move forward in life. Just tell us quickly, what are your needs? We have about 2 minutes left. What do
Okay.
you need?
All right. So first and foremost, we need prayer. We have this contract with the city till the end of June. We don't know what's going to happen after that. We want to continue to operate 3 days a week, but it will take funding to do so. So we need prayers that God will provide that funding and the partnerships for us to continue. Besides prayer, besides donations, we are generating income by renting out our shower trailer on days that it's not in use. So, right now we're making about $1,200 a week by renting out to a group of churches about an hour away from us. And so we're contemplating and praying as to whether we should buy another shower trailer because it could help generate more income for us if we can rent these out. We even rented one out for a wedding, and we're able to earn some money that way. So keep that in prayer as well, and those are our biggest needs. But the best way for someone to help is definitely prayer and donations for us to continue operating and serving, especially those most vulnerable to this, during this time.
Yes.
So.
We're going to put your website up on the screen. It may have already been up already, but this is how people can donate to this amazing ministry. They are doing some amazing work. Do you have one last thought that you'd like to leave, like 30 seconds? A 30-second
Uh,
final thought.
Yeah, I just want to say, we're thankful to God for Him to provide to us, and we're thankful for the 3ABN viewers and Dare to Dream viewers. They have donated to us and helped us to continue going. When we first came on 3ABN, we were just starting. We didn't even have a shower trailer. We were just fundraising for something, and it's grown into this beautiful thing. And it's thanks to God and thanks to the people that God is using, like the viewers on this show. So I
Amen.
just want to take that 30 seconds just to thank everyone.
Well, thank you. We thank you for what you're doing and for your dedication to the work of the Lord. What a blessing you are to the work. So we thank you for that. Matthew 25:34-36 says, "Come, you blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me." God bless you. Tune in next time. It will be the same without you.